Everybody, I'd like to go ahead and call to order the Nevada Commission for the Reconstruction of the V&T Railway. It's Wednesday, January 24th, 2024. It's 9:01 a.m. and we are all here in the Carson City Community Center Robert Bob Kroll Boardroom. Tamar, could I get a roll call, please?
Chair Peterson.
Present.
Vice Chair Mitchell. Treasurer Cruz.
Present.
Secretary Hicks.
Here.
Commissioner Schmitter.
Present.
A quorum's present.
And Clay is here. Look at this guy. Perfect timing. Just say present, and then you're getting full credit this morning, Clay.
We still have quorum.
Present.
Yes. All right. Let's move on to agenda item 3. If everybody could please stand, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just wanted to take a second to acknowledge Stan Jones. As you all know, he passed away recently. He was an incredible member of this commission, and he was the former chair. And he loved the V&T and loved all things trains. And so to Sue and the family, I would like to say thank you for letting Mr. Jones spend a lot of time with this commission and helping move this commission forward and being a great proponent of the V&T railway. So with that, if everybody could just take a moment of silence, I would appreciate that. So thank you. Thank you, everybody. With that, we will move on to agenda item 4, public comment. At this time, the public is invited to comment on and discuss any topic that is relevant to or within the authority of this public body. Any public comment here? Yeah, come on up. Yeah, if you'd like to. Yeah, come on up. Just, yeah, if you'll push that and then
Yeah.
just state your name for tomorrow for the record, that'd be super.
I don't know what other
Your name, sir?
things need to be done concerning this statue, the Grosch Brothers Memorial statue. But my suggestion is the next step might be to have a meeting out there at the location, just to do a reality check on it, before we go much
Perfect.
further.
Bob, will you just state your name for the record?
Oh,
for tomorrow?
Robert
Yeah, so-
Thomason.
Yeah, great. And Sherry's going to do an update a
Yeah,
little bit later in the agenda, so this is perfect, yes.
yeah,
So,
okay.
nope, awesome, thank you. All right. Any other public comment? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to agenda item 5 for possible action, approval of the minutes of the November 29th, 2023 meeting. Everybody has those minutes in their packet. Any edits, additions? Yes, go ahead, Michelle.
One question at the end. Well, and then of course there's the highlighted stuff. Under 14, it says we were adjourned at 9:18. If we started at 9, I don't think that's.
Oh, wow. You were really giving me credit for a quick meeting. Thank you, Michelle. Darn it. Yeah, I wonder if but was it 10:18, do we think?
It was my fault.
Okay, Tamar, do you know, would it be 10:18 then? Would
think-
we-
I'll go look
double
and
check?
I'll update it.
Okay, okay.
Is the timestamp that's, that accompanies it, it looks like that's accurate. It looks like we started right about 9, And it
It was
says 10
9:58.
10:58.
Oh, 9:58. It was an hour, I think. I'll look,
Okay.
correct it as appropriate.
Thank you. Gosh, that would have been something to get done with this meeting in 18 minutes. I'd have gone out in a blaze of glory.
Awards. We would've
Yes.
given you
Oh, I would think
trophies.
like a huge, yes, locomotive for my backyard to go around. Okay, so we'll have Tamar double check the timestamps and the time that was noted in 14. Anything else anybody would like to? Okay, anybody want to make a motion on the minutes?
Clay, did you want to massage that? Or
I
is-
don't have a highlight.
Sorry, top of page 3. There's,
Oh, should get my glasses on.
let's see.
I thought maybe that was what was highlighted within the document, and that's why it read that way in the minutes, but that was just my guess when I reviewed it.
The highlights showed the new added comments. I highlighted it so you could see it.
Yeah, that looks fine. I think that's my recollection of how things were.
Yep. Yeah, that had to do with the audit, if I recall, and the merchandise specifically for, I think, the saleable merchandise, right, through PEX. So I think that is correct. And we do have to get,
So you deleted a few things and you added a few things. So I deleted it and then highlighted the added portion so that you could see what was changed.
Basically, track the changes.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's okay. Do you guys, are you comfortable? Yeah. Because Sherry, I know we have to get something in place before the end of the fiscal year. Yeah, okay. And we'll go back and, yeah, piece together the inventory. Yeah, I think that's okay. Okay. Was there another, since I have a shabby highlight function apparently on our very expensive printer, any other thing that I missed? Mine's like greenish. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but, okay, if there are no other questions, does anybody want to make a motion on the minutes? Go ahead, Stephanie.
I move to approve the minutes of November 29th, 2023 with the changes as noted on the record.
Thank you for that motion, Stephanie. Do I have a second?
This is Clay. I'll second that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Great, motion carries unanimously. All right, Let's move on to agenda item number 6 for possible action. Discussion and possible action regarding the V&T Commission's statement of accounts payable checks paid November 1st to the 30th, 2023, and December 1st to the 31st, 2023. The V&T Commission will review the invoice listing for accounts payable checks totaling $202,074.48, paid November 1st through the 30th, 2023, and accounts payable checks totaling $159,405.57, paid December 1st through the 31st, 2023. Any questions, members? Since we don't have a December meeting, that's why we're doubling up on these next two agenda items. And Sherry, if you wanted to add anything, please feel free to jump in. Okay. Any concern? Yes, go ahead, Michelle.
Could you remind me what Nutren Ag Solutions is?
I believe that is to put the chemical product down for the weeds along the tracks, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I want to call it pre-emergent, but maybe there's another term, yeah, for it, yep. Mm-hmm. Any other concerns on the 2 months' worth of checks? Anybody want to make a motion on this item?
I will.
Okay. Yeah. thank
I
you.
move to approve the payable checks as recommended.
Thank you for that motion, Leah. Do I have a second?
Michelle Schmitter, I'll second.
Yes. All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on this item? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Great, motion carries unanimously. All right, let's go ahead and move on to agenda item 7 for possible action. Discussion and possible action regarding the adjusted V&T Commission's fiscal year 2023-2024 budget reports for the period ended November 1st to the 30th, 2023, and the period ended December 1st to the 31st, 2023. We have in our packets the comparative statements of adjusted revenue totaling $1,134,800.58 and expenses totaling $654,212.94 for November 2023, and the comparative statement of adjusted revenue totaling $1,134,800.58 and expenses totaling $813,618.51 for December 2023. Are there any questions about either of these particular reports? And go ahead, yeah, Sherry. Yes, but you'll have to, yeah. Mhm.
Again, Sherry Bailey.
Yep.
The revenue showing is reconciled with the comptroller through October.
Okay.
Since then, we have been able to reconcile through December, but not in time to get on the agenda.
Can I ask you a question, Sherry, in terms of the revenue side?
Uh-huh.
With what you guys, I know you and Jennifer were working on stuff, so that's probably merchandise through PEX that you guys were working on?
Some, yes.
Some, yes, okay. And then I know we have the photo revenue from Laura in too, but that
Yeah.
just came in.
Yes,
Right,
and
so
you'll
that-
see that on my,
Okay,
my PEX report.
okay,
I did transfer some money that's not actually on the budget. That's why it's a preliminary report.
sure,
So that
okay.
you can have an overview of how Polar did this year.
Excellent. And then what about the money from Mr. Street for Draco? I almost
That
forget where that
is-
turns up at.
I think that is an equipment, and that
Equipment, okay.
was way before me, so I just told Jennifer to put it where it's been going.
Okay, perfect. So hopefully next month we should see that. I think you're right, equipment sales. So that should be 100, well, I forget what that was, like 117,
117,000.
okay. So that will come in as well, but we won't see that probably till next month on the January report.
I believe
I
so.
think, okay. Okay. And then just know, everybody, that there's been a lot of expenses that have come in during the month of January, and they do relate to Polar. And then Sherry is working very diligently to work through royalties for rail events as well, and we're trying to get that resolved so we can get a special check cut on or before the 31st of January as well. So there's still, a lot of expenses, right, that will suddenly, I guess, probably show up on the January report when we look at that.
Yeah.
Next month. And then I'm just trying to think if we're missing anything else. I guess we still will have to, and Leah, I don't remember, I think Stephanie, I think is our new treasurer, but I think you have to make the request to Jennifer for the 250 as well, which would bring us up to par on the interlocal support too. So there's still some dollars obviously that are missing on the revenue side. So I'm not panicking everybody suddenly about all the expenses coming in. There's a lot of revenue that we still have to reconcile to get in up top as well. Any questions?
Yeah, I mean, I think there are enough moving pieces that it may be best to wait until a lot of those settle in before we kind of evaluate where we stand. I see that the Polar Express, ticket sales are significantly higher. That doesn't but we haven't booked any historical fees yet. That doesn't by chance include the historical fees. They're not rolled into that other line item. We're just still waiting for that number.
No, oops, I'm sorry, I don't have my report out. It is on the last page where I have the revenues and expenses, it's broken out.
Oh, perfect.
So,
Great.
yeah,
Then on
I'll have that
specific
up
one-
on the screen here in just a
Okay,
couple minutes.
Great.
But Clay, I think Sherry, what Clay was asking is in the 826, are the historical fees in there and then we have to back them out and put them
Yes.
in the right line item? Okay.
Correct.
So it's not the 826 and we're still reconciling the historical fees. Historical fees are a part of the 826 on the budget report?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, they have not been backed out yet.
okay,
Understood.
thank you. Yeah, I agree with you too, Clay. I think we almost have to wait till we can clear all the revenues, and then I think we have most with the relevant stuff. I think that'll pretty much be everything for PEX expenditure-wise.
Yeah, I think
I hope
when, on
so.
this, on the report, I know it's not the official, when I
Mhm.
put it on the screen, it will give you a pretty good idea of
Where we at?
what we actually made for Polar and what we've spent so far. I think I got
Okay.
all the big items.
Okay.
There's probably gonna be couple of smaller
Sure,
things we'll have to pay in January.
okay. No,
But
fair
the
enough.
bigger items are in here, even the AP packet,
Okay.
they're on the Polar Express revenue and expenses. So you can have a little bit more
Reasonable
educated
idea.
idea of
Okay. Yeah,
how
no,
we're
no.
doing and if you want to move forward.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay, any other questions on November and December? Anybody want to make a motion on this item?
I move to approve the presented budget reports.
Thank you very much for that motion, Leah. Do I have a second?
I second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
I
Any opposed? Great, motion carries unanimously. Okay, with that, we will move on to item 8 for discussion only, presentation and discussion regarding the Polar Express 2023 season. And Sherry is going to kick it off. Candy probably will come up and enlighten us as well. I don't know, Carla, is she going to come on
No,
at all? No.
she's on a well-deserved vacation
okay.
right now.
Okay, okay. Well, fair enough. Well, then I'll just turn it over to you to kind of walk us through where things stand
All righty.
post PEX.
So, let's see if, there I am, I did it.
Hey.
I'm not as technologically inept as I thought. Press the button. All right, so this screen is breaking out the number of passengers and the true number of passengers, as well as, Clay, to your point, breaking out the base price of the tickets and the historical fee. So $831,000 was our gross revenue for Polar.
Sherry, how close does that come to being completely sold out? Do we know what the total total capacity across all
You
the
know what?
trains is?
I was not able to figure out that final number, but almost every night we were close to selling out. Andy, did you have?
Yes, to make it official, yes. You must sit in that seat.
That's right.
Push the button. Candy Duncan. So the way I figure out the total capacity for the 2023 Polar Express, my total amount then is 14,835 passengers for the whole run. That would be sold out. And that's pretty close, huh?
Mhm.
Yeah. So we were pretty close to it.
It's a little over, yeah. But
Yeah.
we might have added
We-
some extra people in on that fourth car too.
Yeah.
Perhaps, okay.
Well, and
I mean, this
as
is,
everyone knows, there are people who ride on top of the Polar Express and
This is,
other things. So, yeah.
we were packing them in.
yes,
In, out.
but, yeah,
Okay.
okay, so that's another story, but
Yeah.
yes.
Okay. Yeah, because I think, Clay, my recollection is when we started, I don't even know if there were 20 tickets left. You just had those odd one person.
Yeah, one parlor
like
car.
18 or 20 tickets.
Mhm,
Yeah,
that's
parlor car, yeah.
basically all we really had.
So this is great.
Mhm.
Dave, I have a
Yes,
question.
go ahead, Michelle. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so the coach number of passengers and then the true number, what is the difference? Is that additional car?
No. It's the 4,736 is the number of benches.
Right,
So there's 2 people per bench.
Yeah.
That was interesting
Thank
math
you.
to
Yeah.
try to figure this out from Fair Harbor.
And then the parlor car skews the other direction because they get the whole thing, but maybe they didn't fill every seat. Is that
right.
Right.
That's the only car that single seats were sold in.
Got it. The tables are a four top.
Correct.
Fantastic.
Okay.
And I forgot to mention, these are both docs. This document is late material. It's in the back of the room, and we will get this posted to the website immediately after the meeting this morning. So, just for the record.
All right, so this one is just, again, for information to see the increase in sales and ridership from 22 to 23. The top is, of course, this year, and the bottom is ridership for last year.
Yeah, that's huge, having that fourth car. I mean, that's,
Made a
and,
big difference.
and we still sold out. I mean, it tells me the demand is for sure there.
Huge.
Yeah, wow.
Okay, any questions on that slide? And then finally, this is everything broken down. I'm sorry it's a little bit small, but I wanted to get it all on one page. So as you can see, the revenue includes the ticket sales, historical, the parking sales. We did get a couple of complaints on the parking
Yes.
situation.
Mhm.
We might want to address that at the retreat. The photography commission, the $8,700, and then the gift shop sales, I thought was pretty good at almost $59,000. We don't have a whole lot left, but there is some inventory.
And that was with the reorder too, right? To try to get us through to the end
Right.
of December. So that's excellent to see that.
Did the photography work out okay?
I think so.
Yeah.
It went up a little bit, just a tiny bit. I think she did like $28,000 in 2022, and she went a little over 29,000 this year.
Yeah, she seemed, I did chat with Laura. She seemed pleased. I think it's one of those things where just because we added the fourth car doesn't necessarily, mean that it's going
Right.
to result in the commensurate percentage increase in photo revenue, right? Because it would depend on if you had the same percentage of people with kids, right, who would want to do the photos and everything. But yeah, she seemed very, very pleased with the season. On the giveaways, we did have to order again, didn't we, to get through the season, unfortunately?
We did,
Okay.
but then some lost items were found. So we have some for next year.
Okay. Oh, good. Okay. All right. Okay. They were misplaced.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Go ahead, Stephanie. Yeah, please.
You might not have this that I'm going to put you on the spot for, but maybe something you can get to us later. But what was the difference in our net profit from 22 to 23? Because one of the conversations that we had last year about adding that fourth car, while it would increase revenue, it would also increase costs. So just curious what kind of, I'm assuming there was an increase.
Right, the net.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking. I pulled a report off of Fair Harbor trying to find that, and I'm just looking at it here. Keeping in mind that I majored in journalism, so I wouldn't have to do math.
No, I don't have the net income for
Yeah,
22.
I show, for 2023, I show, so we're, a gross income, this is based on what Fair Harbor gave me, of $1,110,493.58. And then for 2022, that figure, make sure this is the same thing, was gross $705,482.40.
Let us know that.
So, Candy, that 1,100,000
Oh, wait a minute, though.
Say that maybe.
The $1 million,
Yeah.
that's the whole season, including
Oh,
regular
that's going to
runs.
have long
So
line.
going
Oh,
back,
okay.
Yeah.
getting rid of the regular runs without those, it would have been,
Is that 931-ish?
yeah, yes. 2023.
So I'm thinking then, because you guys, so Sherry, if you still have some revenue to reconcile, so it's possible that there must be another 5,000. So what we reconciled so far through October was the 826 and change. So there's probably another 5 that you're probably working through to get to this 831,670.
Correct.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
Okay. And maybe this is something too for the retreat. I mean, I definitely think we need to, hit this pretty hard to determine the net impact of going to the fourth car. And so I think maybe that's something we can, if you could prepare something for the retreat meeting, that would be super, to look at 22, 23, fourth car, everything. It'd be nice to even
Right.
see, like, I like your breakout to see the percentage of increase, not just in the revenue, but then our expenses too,
Right.
from having that fourth car. Setting aside that we did misplace some of the giveaways, but everything else would be nice to see what those percentage increases look like. Is everybody comfortable if Sherry brings something back to the retreat? Okay, great.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
Michelle, for the record, in light of the parking challenges, I think that this would be a really good discussion.
That was also the plan to,
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
address how to contend with parking. And I think just a nice discussion in the general sense too, you know, do we want to spend $10,000-11,000 on decorating the depot? And I mean, it was awesome, don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but you know, just to have a more robust conversation about how do we see this moving forward as a visitor experience, I think
Right.
is something that I would look forward to talking about. But parking, yes. Mhm.
Okay, on the PX numbers front, that's all I have.
Okay. Candy, is there anything you wanted to add, you know, from your
I would just like to
perspective?
say, first of all, thank you for allowing me to be a part of it again.
Thank you.
It's kind of
Yeah.
like an addiction.
That's a vote of confidence that she's going to be back this November. Oh, great. Thank you, Candy.
But anyway, it was just an amazing season. And I think that while adding that fourth car did add parking problems, also restroom problems. So I do think that if we continue, which I hope we will, we might want to bring in a couple of Sani huts for that and rethink parking. And I have some ideas that we can discuss at the retreat. But I think those were really just the two major things. Other than that, I think that while we waited to put tickets on sale until September 14th, I think that was a huge benefit to us because, and I was just talking to the guys at Fair Harbor about that too, to see us sell out as fast as we did shows that pent-up desire that's out there. And really, we should probably raise prices. I don't think that would be any problem at all. So if you're worried about maybe the revenue as opposed to what you spent, just raise those prices a little bit, and I think that won't be a
And
problem.
I think a little bit, excuse me, but I think a little bit, $5, I think
Yeah.
would be huge for us and not hurt.
Not hurt people. They wouldn't
hurt
feel
people that
pinched by
bad.
that, but they were. And the other thing to keep in mind is what sold out first was all the most expensive cars. Those were all gone within 2 or 3 days. And then Coach was the last to go, and that's the most affordable. So there's just a huge demand in the population for it. And so I think, and then I think we made a lot of people happy. We only had a couple of complaints, mainly parking.
Okay.
And then you always get those sourpusses who think,
Right.
you know.
Well, they got a lump of coal in their stocking when
Yes,
they were a child.
they
so, yeah.
probably did.
Yeah.
But
Do you
but-
like the Thursday through Sunday only? Do you feel that we
yeah.
should stick, not try to
I-
go back and do a Wednesday?
I
just-
don't, not knowing how Wednesdays went,
Okay.
I feel like the Thursday through Sunday is good.
Okay.
I mean, I think that might be another reason why it sold out as quick as it did.
Mm-hmm.
I think probably the Wednesdays would be a little harder to sell, but I think they
Yeah.
did the year before.
We did. I
Yeah.
know it put a burden on the cast and just the extra. It's something
And-
about school and rules
Sure.
about. you
And
know,
crew and everything.
Yeah.
By the way, the crew was amazing
yeah.
at
good.
the depot. They were all people that worked for you all last year,
Okay.
and they were fantastic. I mean, I can't say enough about how great those people were, because here I am coming in not knowing all the new
Mhm.
stuff, and they were terrific. So
And me too.
yeah,
Yeah.
share it too.
No,
They
you
had a
guys,
couple of
Yeah,
newbies.
you
Yeah,
you did
us.
a super job, you guys.
Yeah, but they were
everybody.
fantastic,
Yeah.
and the train crew was great.
Yep.
And it really, when I think back of all the pullers that I've experienced, seemed to be very problem-free. Really, I mean, we didn't
Agreed.
have. We were so lucky that we didn't have the weather this year that those poor people
Agreed.
had to deal with
Yeah,
last year,
The weather
because
was
that would have
good.
been. I thought about that every night. Thank you.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, so we just had everything was pretty nice. So I don't know, maybe we should just quit while we're ahead.
Oh,
no.
we'll walk
Uh-oh.
away a winner. Yeah.
I don't mean that. I don't mean that. It was
Yeah.
great.
No, nice work. I agree. I didn't hear any other than the parking.
Yeah.
People that came into our visitor center were super stoked. Loved the experience.
Mhm.
My team, I had a new arts and culture guy, and he thought that the young people that were
Oh, yeah.
performing were just, quite frankly, amazing. So he
Yeah,
was
they
very,
were.
very pleased to because he'd never been on, and he loved it. So, yeah, good stuff. Thank you very much. Any questions for Sherry? And I know we'll probably take a little bit of a deeper dive when we get to the retreat, but I wanted to at least get an overview in front of everybody, so you have some thoughts and ideas going into the retreat. So thank you both for putting these numbers together. All right, if there are no other questions, we will move on to agenda item. Well, we're going to go into the monthly non-action items. So we'll say 8A, Executive Assistant Update. Sherry, take it away.
Oh, here I am. I have another presentation. A small one. Actually, I'm going to go over the Grosh Brothers Memorial and then a little bit about our marketing efforts.
Excellent.
So I'll just give you a little bit of an update on the Grosh Brothers Memorial in Gold Hill. Bob has done his homework. He has confirmed with Story County Building that there's not a permit required to erect the memorial. He is in close contact with the historical district. They are in support of the project. They are going to want to have a say, of course, what is placed there, but he's staying in touch. He has established that the V&T Commission does indeed own the property where they want to put the memorial. So that's good, and it's free and clear. No debt on that, so that's cool. We are still going to need a survey. He is working with the surveyor right now to identify the property boundaries for the placement. Let me see. So at this point, what is next is that they are asking that the commission visit the site to make a final determination of where the memorial should go. Until then, until we have a spot, the actual spot, kind of all fundraising is at a halt, and searching for an artist is at a standstill as well. So that's kind of the next step. So I wouldn't mind some direction from the commission. I don't mind walking it with Bob and helping. Does anyone on the commission want to join in?
I would love to come up there. Mihaela, how could we do that? Do we have to go up individually, groups of 2, or do we have to do like a possible notice of a quorum? How could we handle going up and walking with Bob and Sherry? What's the best approach to doing that?
I would recommend to go either individually or in groups of 2
Okay.
to avoid any issues with, quorums and violations of open meeting law.
Okay. So maybe you could reach out to each of us.
Okay.
And Bob, I mean, I hate to you'll have to do that 3 times, right? If you don't mind.
okay.
But yeah, if there's a way, I'm sure Stephanie would love to chauffeur me up there, So Stephanie and I could go up or something. Or you'll probably want to go with Michelle. It's fine. I'll go by myself. Oh, thank you. So Leah offered to go with me. Yeah, I definitely would like to go up because I'm a visual person. So from the maps, I'm still trying to get the orientation with the proximity to the road and where the crossing is. So I'd love to just eyeball it myself too. Come on up if you want, Bob. Yeah.
Okay. Robert Thomason, I'd like to do an informal staking of the property corners just for a reality check to see, because there's an easement, there's a fire hydrant easement along the far north end, which I don't think it's not gonna be in the way, but is that okay if I just go out and informally stake the boundaries?
I don't have an issue.
Yeah, it won't be.
Mihaela, is that all right? Just so.
No, I
Okay.
think this was not noticed in the agenda. It was just part of the regular
Okay.
I didn't quite get.
agenda item, so
She's saying
I think
we can't give you permission to do that.
at this point.
What she didn't say is forgiveness is better than permission.
That was my first thought. Okay. All right. Okay. And
This can be agendized for next month.
Okay.
Depending on the,
But in the meantime, could we still go up individually and eyeball everything? Okay, and then we'll properly notice this at the February meeting for if you need something more official that you gotta pound some stakes in or whatever. So, okay. All right.
thank you.
Yeah. Does anybody have a question or any comment just on the Grosh Bros? Go ahead.
I don't have a question, but a comment. I'm up there all the time. I work at the Visitor Center in Virginia City, so if ever I need to be there, I manage Gold Hill Depot as well. So just let me know if you need access to anything or whatever. So
Awesome. Okay. Good.
Um, anything, so we're all set with the Grosh Brothers, and I'll move on to our marketing.
Yes. Is this going to be late material too? We'll get this posted. Is this coming to the site? You're gonna, are you?
I can, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, no, thank you.
Okay. I was able to get material from Dites Media regarding, this is just for the fall, our fall ad campaign. These are, what I'm showing you here are the billboards, 3 of them that were located down in Reno. Dites feels that we got 500,000 impressions from our billboards down there. She also had a TV campaign running on channels 2, 4, and 8 that had some good traction. Let me see, I have another slide here just for her numbers. And just overall, her ad campaign with all avenues, online, television, and I guess print, she has attained 3.5 million impressions. So, I mean, they're doing very well. I feel like I wish I had more winter numbers as well from her. Unfortunately, this is what she gave me. Uh-huh.
I was just trying to see where they were. Thank you.
Sure.
Yeah, I know the issue for us is, the cost, right? If we wanted to try to do something on 50 or 80, you're talking tens of thousands of dollars, right, per billboard.
Yep.
So
Mm.
trying to do
what we can
something,
get.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Kind of take what we can get. Maybe for the retreat, if Melissa, can put together a full run from the point that we started last fall, late summer. I feel like it was August or September, and then
Okay.
wherever we conclude to. It'd be nice to see that at the retreat. I think it'd be great.
Okay.
Kind of take a look and then tie in the cost too for the campaigns, which I think she can pull that. Just in terms of
Yeah.
when she sets things up.
Right,
So
right.
She does a really really good job. She's very good on cultural, historical, heritage related campaigns. So yeah, thank you.
Sure. Just a little bit on our social media marketing with Amada Marketing. I don't have a visual for that. Our Facebook followers are sitting at a little over 17,000. Regina has, of course, had a lot of engagement with Polar, and she has now been moving on to some getting people excited about the 2024 season. She's been putting up some like little contests and things about like trivia questions and things like that on Instagram and Facebook. So keeping people engaged, and whatever we can give her as soon as we can get info for 2024 season, she's excited to be able to post.
Yeah, and we should be ready to roll because I think we have to provide, we work with Tom on the schedule. We have to come up with everything by the 1st of March. So,
Right.
yeah, so we'll, between the retreat and then the February meeting, we should be able to dial that in and then give direction on launching and the season and what those weekends, will look like. So,
Right, and I did post on our website that tickets would be available mid-spring. I think it's what I was
awesome.
pretty vague, but
Yeah, no, that gives us a little bit of time. yeah,
Right,
To get everything figured out. Okay, good, good.
um, unless you have questions about the marketing, and I can get more
Any
information for
questions?
you if
No?
you
Okay,
like.
no, go,
Okay.
yeah, keep going. Yeah.
Okay. The only other question I have is actually regarding the retreat. We're sort of limited to only a couple of days for the Adams Hub where they have availability.
Can we
so-
hold that till we get
Sure.
to see? Okay, yeah, if we
Yeah.
can hold, you just hold that, yeah,
Uh-huh,
thought, that,
sure.
perfect, yeah, okay.
And
Okay,
that was-
that's
the only
what
thing
you've
on
got,
my notes.
okay, beautiful.
Yep.
Any questions for Jerry on A? No, okay. Great, thank you very much. With that, let's move on to B, operations and the train report. Candy, do you have anything you wanted to add here on behalf of Tom? But don't forget, yeah, the hot seat.
Okay, Candy Duncan, on behalf of Tom Gray. I know that since the end of Polar, that Tom has been working on equipment up in Virginia City, so I know he's been doing that. I know he's doing a lot of things for the short line. As far as the long line, I don't think so right now. I think everything's pretty sleeping for the next couple months, but yeah. I can't think of anything else
Okay.
right
Yeah,
now.
and I'm hopefully going to talk with Tom on Friday morning about potential rail bikes for
Oh,
this
that's
coming
right.
season. So
Yeah.
I'll know a little bit more Friday, and I was planning to, I think Tom too will kind of maybe give an update at the retreat at the very least, and then know a little bit more by the time we get to the end of February.
Right.
So
Yeah, I know he's ordered some rail bikes, so.
yeah, he has. I think there was some issue with the motors is what he
Mhm.
was running into, the motor assist or whatever. So I think, yeah, he's going in a different direction. But I'm excited about the prospect because believe me, we take enough phone calls and get enough emails about rail bikes and when are they coming back, and it's driving me nuts, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So you could, okay, no, that's great.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Candy. All right.
Wish I could tell you more.
Yeah, no problem. No, no, that's excellent. All right. All right. Well, so we'll move on to 8C, upcoming meeting. So with that, possible dates for the February 2024 special workshop retreat. So I'll let you kind of let the commission know where you're at on that front, Sherry.
Okay, so the 4 dates that they have available for, and this was last week, so hopefully they didn't rent it, is, I think the optimal dates, according to Dave, would have been February 9th or February 16th. But alternatively, they have February 7th or the 23rd. 23rd is a little close to the next meeting, so.
9th, 16th, 23rd are Fridays.
Go ahead.
I
please, yeah.
cannot do the 9th. The 16th would work for me, but it would have to, I don't know what our start time was gonna be. We have a canvass the vote from 8:30 to 9:30 that morning, so it would have to start sometime after that.
Maybe like 10, and then we could still go late into the day or something. Okay, at 10. Does anybody, so 2 9s out for Stephanie,
I cannot do the Wednesday,
which is the
The
7th?
7th, yeah.
Okay.
but I could do the 16th or the 23rd.
Here was my only reservation about the 23rd. We will have already hypothetically posted, and if you recall last time, because we did give direction, since we do this as an actual meeting, we needed that time in advance of the February meeting to request that it then be put on the agenda, so I don't want to prevent us, because then we're looking at like March, right? And if I misspeak, Mahela, just jump in, correct me, but I think that's my only hesitation about the 23rd. So I don't know, could we try, does the 16th, does that actually work for everybody? Well, we could start at 10. You would have enough time, because it would just, wait, oh, so I should just clarify, is this for the Adams Hub here in Carson City?
Yes.
Yeah,
the
okay,
studio,
so you could
yeah.
just, yeah, come
I am not available, but I will make somebody available from, I will look in my office to see if somebody can cover for me.
Could cover, okay. Thank you, Mahela. And so you guys are okay, 16?
We'll probably have the same issue. We'll probably have a canvas of the vote. Shouldn't take long.
Okay,
Just don't know exactly when it'll be, but
okay, okay,
sure it'll be in the morning. I might even be able to zoom into it.
okay. Cool. Should we proceed with the 16th then? Okay, let's do that. And then Mahela, should we just do the possible notice of quorum for this and just kind of follow the same process that we've done in the past?
Yes.
Okay. So Sherry, you might work with Mahela if you have any questions about, getting that out. And you think we're still okay for the 16th? You'll have to double check.
Yeah, I'll
but-
call him
yeah,
as soon
okay.
as we're done with the meeting.
Okay, great.
How late are you anticipating it going?
Geez, I feel like the last
I know, I'm trying to,
two
I
have
can't
been
remember.
all day long, right? It was like we started at 9 or 9:30, and then I felt like we went till 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So maybe we
Fine,
could
I
say
just-
10 to 5. Is that just tentatively for now? And the only reason I say that, you guys, is I want Sherry to work with all of our vendors, because I don't want folks to have to feel like I need to be there for 7 hours, right? So we'll try to work a schedule and just, kind of like have an agenda. We're going to cover, okay, here's track maintenance or whatever. Okay, Gabe, we need you here at 11:45 or something like that. Give a 15-minute buffer, but does that work for everybody? I know it's a Friday, so Clay will bring the wine if we hit the 5 o'clock hour, So that's your incentive.
Dave, you're going to be sorely disappointed if you assign this good Mormon boy to bring the wine.
Okay, Leah, take over for this man. Oh, wow. Oh, now Michelle's upset. Okay.
I'd say there are much better qualified members of this commission to handle
I
that
didn't.
type of thing.
And why are you looking at Stephanie? I mean, come on, Clay. Gee, willikers. That's
I
so
was-
unfair.
I was not.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll have you know that Leah is the owner of an establishment that purveys this type of thing, and so is
We
Sherry.
can put our heads
We are
together.
equipped. We are equipped.
Oh my God, that's awesome. Yes, go ahead. Go ahead, Stephanie.
Add that if you find out that there's an issue with the Adams Hub, since that seems like a date that would work and we don't have a whole lot of time, let me know and I might be able to find another room that we can use in one of our city facilities, because I'm sure there's a conference room or something that we could grab
Okay.
if we needed to.
Okay.
And if we can't, if you guys have anything up in Virginia City too, that would be.
Sure, we can work something out.
Yeah, you do. The Great Pipers. So yeah. Or the depot. Oh, well, there we go.
Gold Hill Depot it is.
Okay.
And it looks like I'm available too, actually, on the 16th.
Oh,
so-
yes. All right.
She heard there might be wine.
I know. Yeah. Wait, were you concerned about serving it or that you wouldn't be there to consume it?
I think it's concerning all around, to be quite honest.
All right, 2:16, 10 to 5-ish. That's what you will work out for us. All right, great. C2, so our next actual commission meeting is Wednesday, February 28th, 9 o'clock in this building. All right, we'll move on to agenda item 9, commissioner comments, announcements, requests for information. Does anybody have anything they'd like to throw out there? No? Jeez. Clay? Oh, sorry. Yeah, go. No.
Yeah, I will. I just wanted to report back that as a private citizen, and make it very clear that I was not representing the commission, I left public comment, the Carson City RTC, in regards to some of the misrepresentations that were made about financials and the disposition of the commission, just for the sake of clarifying the record a little bit. The original agenda item was trying to find ways to fund street repairs throughout Carson City, and some members of the public had brought up the commission and said, hey, these guys are losing tons of money. Why don't we pull the plug and put that money that they're not making over here? And just an example of one of the kind of misconceptions was they didn't back out. They looked at our financials and they didn't back out the depreciation that we're required to report. And so they said, these guys are losing $750,000 a year, when in reality, you back out the 700,000 plus, whatever it was, and our financials are on much more solid footing. So The comment was not to advocate one way or the other, but just kind of to provide a little bit of clarity about our structure, our finances, and make sure that hopefully there was some good clarity as far as that goes.
Thank you for doing that, Clay.
Of course.
Appreciate that. The only thing I wanted to make mention of, we do have the schedule posted up on the website for our meetings to get us through this calendar year. And with the exception of November, because the fourth Wednesday is actually the day before Thanksgiving, so we are the Wednesday before on the 20th. Other than that, we stayed the course with the fourth Wednesday of the month. That's the only thing I wanted to add. And then go ahead, Leah. Yeah,
One very
please,
small thing.
please.
I was contacted by the people that are spearheading Mark Twain Days this year. So I just wanted to let people know that that is happening again, and we're working through all of those logistics, including Virginia City a little more.
Well, and if I may, Michaela, can I just make a comment on that? Yeah, so what's happening, and I want to thank Spike and his team at the Berea Arts Center, they're actually going to take the event not away from us, but take on putting the event away from Visit Carson City, which is fantastic. My team will all stay working for me, which is great. Nobody's going to quit this year because of having to do this again. And we do want to incorporate Virginia City to be a bigger player in the entire festival.
Because he
right?
spent 5 minutes in Carson.
Well, it was actually 25 minutes. I did find that out. The other 75 minutes was up in Virginia City. So, yeah. Yeah. So we've got some. There's some really cool things that they have planned, and appreciate you guys jumping in. And then to talk about this too at the retreat. But the idea is to put the ball back in the individual event people's court. So what that would mean for the VNT commission is, instead of Visit Carson City trying to sort of run the train, pay the fee, put this whole thing on, is to put it back to the VNT. So this commission can make money on the event, because we did as Visit Carson City on the event, and I'll bring those numbers to the retreat. But the idea is to really have this benefit the participants, those entities who are participating in a bigger experience.
Right, and that's what Spike and his team were very adamant about. They wanted the people who knew that particular segment of what they're good at for the Mark Twain Days would take that and be able to make their own thing out of it. So I'm very excited. So
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool, and we'll just keep building, this each year. So excited. And you guys were awesome for the Mark Twain train. You and your husband were great, Candy. So yeah. Okay. Any other comments that anybody would like to make? Okay. If not, let's move on to agenda item number 10, public comment. Anybody want to make a final public comment at this time? Come on up. Yeah, please. Yeah, come on up.
Robert Thomason. I'd like to briefly reopen the Grosh Brothers discussion. I thought I was making a presentation, so I kind of distracted here. I thought I was on the agenda, but I guess I wasn't. There's a cost associated with the survey, anywhere $5,000–6,000 plus or minus $1,000.
Okay.
Depending if you want a formal survey of record, which I think is a good idea, so it gets documented and on file, so you won't have to go through this again in the future. But who pays for this? I know our goal was to minimize our impact on the commission.
Right.
But on the other hand, there is a point of view that it's your property. You should have a survey. So I just thought I should raise that question.
That's something we'll have to agendize and take up next month.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe
And-
you could pass some additional material on to Sherry about that, so we can.
Sure, I did.
Okay,
I
proper
did.
agenda.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. Already.
Okay.
And also, what needs to be done? Of course, I want everything to happen yesterday. What has to be done before we can get approval to proceed? What's the milestones?
So we'll have to address that too at the February meeting, Bob, just because
Yeah.
we're doing this kind of under public comment, right? So we can't have a back and forth discourse. So why don't we get together? We'll get together with Michaela, you and Sherry, and we'll figure out what the approach is for the
Okay.
February meeting. Let's do that. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, no, you're welcome.
I'm in the middle of a bunch of dental work, so I'm mumbling.
No, you're fine. No, you're
Trying
fine.
not to mumble.
Yeah, no, thank you. Any other public comment? Okay, seeing none. If I get a motion to adjourn? Nobody? Oh, you want to wait? I tried to pick up the pace here, people. No, I know.
I move
Thank
to
you,
adjourn.
We are adjourned. Thank you, Stephanie. We're adjourned.